Hi everybody. This is a video response to Fever103. I think it's 103, right? Yeah. And I have that song, I got a fever for the flavor of a Pringles in my head from your name. That's not a real name, but anyway, that's her screen name. Anyway, she was talking about when is it time to go in the hospital, and well, you should just watch her video, but and she was talking about depression and, how do you know when to take the medications? Some people don't want to be on them forever. So for the thing about the hospital, I have mainly been in the hospital when it was not my choice. I was sort of arrested and put in the hospital, or put on 24 or 48-hour holds, and because I was like really psychotic, so and I was really a danger to myself. I don't know about to others, but I was definitely a danger to myself. So I think one time I tried to check myself in voluntarily, and then I was like so paranoid that I checked myself right out again. But I've come to sort of appreciate the time in the hospital, and it seems to me like you're not giving yourself a break, and you're thinking like your depression is somehow a character flaw, or like you feel like maybe you should be strong enough and should not ever need to be in the hospital. But I mean, there shouldn't be any shame about going in the hospital, because sometimes when we have mental illness, I'm talking like the Queen, when we have mental illness, anyway, I'm going to talk like that anyway, because we both have mental illness, but sometimes when we have mental illness, things are beyond our control or reasoning abilities, and so I've decided for myself that, I need to look at going into the hospital as kind of like a vacation, a mental health vacation. And when you go in the hospital, you can't worry about what's going on in the outside world. You are sort of forced to just deal with yourself and deal with what's going on right there in the hospital. And so I say, when you're in the hospital, just live it up and utilize it for what it is good for, instead of, the hospital's not good for a lot of things. It's not good. You don't want to live in the hospital. You don't want to, it's not very fun in there, and it can be depressing, and there are a lot of crazy people in the hospital. But if you look at it as like it's gonna be a short period of time when you're in the hospital, and just treat it like a vacation from your reality, and deal with it, and understand that this is not forever. And if you have to go back in once a year, once every 5 years, once every 10 years, once every 20 years, it's not like you're gonna have to live there forever. And it can really, it can help you to let go of things that are bothering you, and you can meet some interesting people in the psych wards, I have to say. If you can talk to people, you know, when they're properly medicated. It can be kind of funny and amusing that way. I've met a lot of really interesting and strange people in the psych wards. So, I think, yeah, I would say that, you know, you should just think of it not as you're failing, because it's not a failure on your part that you have to go to the hospital. It's just, you know, maybe things are too out of control, and, you know, it's okay to ask for help. It's okay to say, you know, my life is completely out of control right now, and I need someone to help me break things down into smaller bits, so, you know, so I can take things in smaller chunks and not see the world as completely hopeless. So, I mean, the hospital's good for, you know, that kind of thing, like, and if you could see it not as a punishment or as a failing, I think it would be really helpful. And, you know, and people go there for all different reasons. I've met people who are anorexic in a psych ward. I've met bipolar people, schizophrenic people, depressed people, people with PTSD, I think I've met in there before, alcoholics, drug addicts, just, you know, all sorts of people. And for one reason or another, they end up there because, you know, well, not that many people want to be there, but sometimes it is, you know, I don't know what the hospitals are like where you are, though, but, like, I've been in different hospitals, and they're sort of different. Like, one hospital I was in, I didn't really like that much, because it didn't have any, like, really community room or anything, but, you know, if you can get a room where you only have, like, one roommate, or a room to yourself, that can be helpful. But sometimes, you know, it's helpful also to have other roommates. I don't know, and I try not... One thing is, when you're in the hospital, like, some hospitals, they try to be really strict with you, and then I'm just like, whatever, I've been in here enough times to know that you can do whatever you want when you're in there. So, you know, sometimes I get in fights with the nurses and stuff like that. So, yeah, I don't really recommend that, by the way, but, what am I trying to say? I don't know, but, I mean, they'll tell you have to do this, but, you know, you can usually get away with doing more of your own stuff when you just say, you know, I really need to be doing this now because this is going to help me feel better at this moment, so please leave me alone, or something like that, you know, so you don't have to deal with all the rules and regulations sometimes. But this video is getting long, so I might make another video, because I guess I have more to talk about. So I guess that's it. Bye!